Hey everyone, welcome to Tabletop Giant. We're going to open up the new product, Modern Horizons 3. We're going to get a collector booster. Then we're going to open a play booster for you guys. And when we get our pre-release kits in, we'll probably crack one of those. So thanks, Wizards, for the early open. It's been fully revealed now and spoiled. Pre-release June 7th, so get your LGS and enjoy that pre-release. And then the official release is June 14th. Okay, so let's get started. And thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We open all your favorite hobby boxes on the channel. And check us out, our new channel where we actually play Commander. So Canadian friends getting together, playing Commander. So if you want to join us at the Giants table, there's a link here on our YouTube channel. So we got a foil treasure now. A bit of pringling here, bit of, on the foil token, but let's continue. So it looks like we're going to get our commons first here in the collector boosters. Victimize, always a good card to play. A Witch Enchanter, and then we get our full art land. So we're just going to make a pile here. Okay, a nesting ground, so we're back to the retro treatment on the card. So there's a nesting ground, an uncommon. Snow-covered wastes. That's a pretty specific land. So a snow-covered wastes, we can put that there. We've got Savine's Reclamation. Turn target permanent card with mana 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we got some white recursion. Nice. And Filigree Racer. So they're really pushing energy, I noticed, in the last couple sets for Commander. Although this isn't the Commander set, they're certainly making cards playable for Commander. This is the Commander version of, you'll see this card, I presume, in one of the Commander decks in one of the precons. So Filigree Racer's there. There's Genku, Future Shaper. Whenever they're non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn and create a creature token with these characteristics, or those, it says. Wow, that's pretty strong. And you can put counters on every creature that they control. Oh. Abstruse Appropriation. So in our black-white devoid, exile target non-land permanent, you may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend colorless mana as those mana of any color for that spell. Nice. It's like, I like the artwork. And then we've got our etched foils back. So there's the Iron Eater. His full art looks pretty cool. Black, red, affinity for artifacts. When you enter the battlefield, you draw X and lose X, where X is half the number of artifacts you control. That could be pretty deadly if you're running a full artifact deck. We'll put him up there. So some okay hits. The big hits we're looking for, the Eldrazi. Everyone's super excited about the Eldrazi being back. Everyone's going to be running Eldrazi in their Commander decks. So let's see if we can get a big hit in Emrakul or something. So there's our double-sided token. Speaking of Eldrazi spawner back. So we'll just go through the commons pretty quick. I'm sure you've seen them in other openings. And then there's our full art land. So our retro frame uncommon charitable levy. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, put a collection counter on the levy. Then if there are 3 or more on it, sack it. If you do draw a card, you may search the library for planes. Seems like a lot better way to search for some planes, but perhaps not. Let me know what you think in the comments. There's some hard evidence. Hey, look at that. It makes a 0/3 crab for 1 and investigate. This is really pushing me towards Crab Tribal. Flare of Duplication. Very nice card. Expensive in the set. We've got a Sawhorn Nemesis for your dinosaur deck. If he enters, choose a player. If a source would deal damage to the chosen player permanent, it deals double damage. Wow, just really targets one guy instead of everybody. That's a Commander card. Invert Polarity. Choose target spell, then flip. If you win the flip, gain control of target spell, and you may need to choose new targets for it. If you lose, counter it. Interesting. Dress down. Retro border here. Flash. When it enters draw, creatures lose all abilities at the beginning of the end step. Sack it. Ooh, this is a very expensive card, I believe. Ugin's Labyrinth in full art foil. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile a colorless card with mana value 7 or greater from your hand if you're running Eldrazi. Shouldn't be too difficult to meet that requirement. And then it taps for 1 colorless. If the card is exiled with Ugin's Labyrinth, instead add 2 and return exiled card to its owner's hand. So you're going to get back what you exiled anyway. I believe that's how I read that. That'll be running in Eldrazi decks. All right, I'll try to speed this up a little bit so we're not too long. Here's pack 3. Got a common here. This was the one I saw on some of my social media feeds. I guess it's a Colossal Dreadmaw in equipment, so it makes any creature kind of like a Colossal Dreadmaw. Smelted Chargebug, Corrupted Shapeshifter, Skoa, Hellkite, Triton Wavebreaker. There's our full art land. Got a couple retros here. Skoa, the Ember Mage, and Strike It Rich. So that's pretty good with treasures these days. You get to play it from your graveyard, Flashback 3. Just straight up create a treasure. There it is in foil. White Orchid Phantom. So the White Orchid is an older card. He has first strike when he comes in. You get to search for a plains and put it into play if someone has more than you. So this guy, flying first strike, when he enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target non-basic land. Its controller searches for a basic, so there you go. Some non-basic land destruction. I've been finding Rogue's Passage super irritating lately. In Commander, someone makes a real big creature and just makes it unblockable, and that's game. Hey, look at that frog. Rampant Frogantula. Is that a frog with legs? I can't tell if he has spider legs or not. He's a trample. He gets +10/+10 for each player who has lost the game. When he deals combat damage to a player, you may mill that many cards, put any number of land cards onto the battlefield. Wow, he's pretty crazy. And look at that artwork. Who doesn't want a frog that gets +10/+10? Ooh, Echoes of Eternity. Look at the art here. This is a nice pack. That crazy eyeball. If a triggered ability of a colorless spell... Right, so this is the kind of like a Panharmonicon, but only for colorless. Panharmonicon is more for the ETB triggers, but this is a triggered ability. So everyone I've been talking to basically says when Eldrazi, if any triggered ability goes off, it's going to go off twice. So that's pretty nutty. And we all know what the Eldrazi does when it attacks. Get ready to sack some permanents 2 times over. There's Kalia the Vast. That's actually beautiful art. I haven't seen this one yet. Everybody knows Kalia, very popular commander. Cheat in angel, demons, and dragons from your hand. That's going to be a popular hit. Windswept Heath. So our dual lands are back. I should say shock lands. Pay a life. Sack it. Search for a forest or plains. Put it on the battlefield. Then shuffle. And there's our token. I don't know what he did with our tokens. Put that in the wrong spot. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. New set. I'm spending a little bit of time reading the cards, but... wow, that's a derpy looking bird. Art's freaking me out. Oh, I see. His head's kind of on its side, tilted. We got a nice full art at the end there, it looks like. So, Seething Landscape. We've got a Marauder, a Nyxborn Unicorn, Wormcoil Lava. Oh, this is like the Wormcoil engine, but the baby version. So when this dies, you get a 1/2 worm with Death Touch and a 2/1 worm with lifelink. So it's like the engine except smaller. Urza's Cave. Nesting Grounds. We got a foil. There's our full art land. Victimize we saw earlier. Metastatic Evangel. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. That's going to find a home in a few decks. Wheel of Potential. You get 3 energy. Each player may exile their hand and draw X cards. If X is 7 or more, you may play cards you own exiled this way until the end of your next turn. Interesting. So you want everyone at the board to kind of get on board with you. Infested Thrinax. When it enters the battlefield until end of turn, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a number of green saps equal to that creature's power. Not bad. That could find a home in my Golgari deck, where I like killing tokens and make my commander stronger. That's a commander card. Harbinger of the Seas. Non-basic lands are islands. Wow. Like a blood moon for blue. So goodbye non-basics, the alternate islands. This should be super strong. Very playable. We'll put him there. And there's 6 in the retro frame. So whenever 6 attacks, mill 3 cards. You put a land card from among them into your hand. As long as it's your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace. All right. Whoa. There's a special guest, Subtlety. So it's forecasting cost in blue, flash, and flying. When Subtlety enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target creature spell or planeswalker spell. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. You can exile a blue card from your hand to play this, apparently. So it's a counter that comes in as a creature, I guess. And when you counter the spell, I guess it goes on top of their library or bottom. I guess the user gets to decide. That looks pretty spicy. All right, there's a whale. The big whale token. That's that card that evolves from a worm into a fish, into a whale. So that's there's another Eldrazi spawn. All right, let's go through these commons pretty quick. Expanding Ooze, another Ooze for you Ooze fans. Anointed Altosaur, Pinnacle Monk. There's our full art. Tune the Narrative. Retro. A Sling Gang Lieutenant instead of a Siege Gang Commander. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 Goblin creature tokens. Sack a Goblin creature token. Target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So if you want to run black with your reds. There's the new Bird Wizard. Creatures you control, if one of those creatures becomes a target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it is land, it goes right onto the battlefield. Otherwise, it goes into your hand. Only twice each turn, which is a lot. He's a 3/4 for 3. This is a pretty strong card for sure. We'll put him over here. Aurora Shifter, a commander card. We're working with energy again. Woo! Arna Kennerud, the Sky Captain. Flying lifelink. Ward, you have to discard a card to target this guy with anything. Whenever a modified creature you control attacks, double the number of each kind of counter on it. Then for each non-token permanent attached to it, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. Oh, wow. So that's going to explode equipment. We've got 3 full arts here coming, guys. Hold on to your hats. Flare of Fortitude. Beautiful art. Look at that spiral of fire coming out of the top. That's a great looking card. You may sack a non-token white creature rather than pay its mana cost. Until end of turn, your life total can't change, and permanents you control hexproof indestructible. Wow. Wow. That's going to go in my white deck. Oh, and one of my favorite cards from the set. Beautiful Jet Medallion. Look at how that artwork carries through into the text box. Get to see the guy's teeth and everything. I'm not sure what happened here, but it appears he's pulled out his eyeball to have it turn into the medallion. Look at the ichor coming out of his eye. Beautiful full eye line. I think this might be one of my definitely top 5 favorite artworks in the set. Well done. Who is our artist here? Sean Yo. Beautiful looking card. We'll put that front and center. I was hoping to get one of those. That one might not hit the site. By the way, I'd love to have you shop the channel. www.tabletopgiant.ca. We got free shipping if you spend more than $10 on singles. Everything you see opened here will be available on the site on street date. You can pre-order now, but they won't ship until the Friday of pre-release when you have access to the entire library from your LGS. There's a munitions expert. retro, an ether spike in blue with a retro border. Choose target spell, you get 2 energy, and then you may pay any amount of energy, counter that spell unless it's a controller. So if you have other energy stored up, it's more powerful, but at the very least, it's a counter spell unless the opponent pays 2 more. There's the cat we've been looking for, a Ajani. One of the big cards in the set. I think I'm going to make a new deck around him. When he enters the battlefield, create a 2/1 white cat warrior. Whenever one or more other cats you control die, you may exile a Ajani and return to the battlefield transformed. And his other side is the Nactal Avenger. So his +1 is put a 1/1 counter on each cat you control. Pretty nutty. And then you get to, for 0, create a 2/1 cat warrior creature token. When you do, if you do control a red permanent other than this card, he deals damage equal to the other number of permanents you control to any target, and is -4. Each opponent chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from the non-land permanents they control, and sacks the rest. Woo! Spicy. Spicy, I would say. A final act. It's 6, mono black, so 2 black and 4. Choose one or more. So just destroy all creatures, destroy all planeswalkers, destroy all battles, exile all graveyard, and each opponent loses all counters. Man, that is a huge board wipe. Yeah, 6 ain't bad, because by the time you want to play that to have its best effect, it's okay to play it later. This one's interesting. For 3, you can put an aura, it's flash. And Storm is the extra little bonus, but enchant, basically put it on another guy's commander, or any creature, of course. It loses all abilities and becomes a blue frog, and it's a 1/1. So congratulations, your commander does nothing now. It's a 1/1 frog. But not indestructible, so people could take care of it. Solitude in retro frame. There's a Mythic. A flash again. Lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 other target creature. That creature's control gains life equal to its power. Wow. That's strong. And you can play it, if you exile a white card from your hand, looks like you play it for free. So that's the white version of Subtlety. Each color is going to have its... wow, and there's the Subtlety again. We saw it earlier in the full art, so there it is again. Subtlety. Sorry, guys. Well, I should stop apologizing. Let's enjoy the set. We'll go through some of the cards here. It's nice and early. We're not going to see it for a week. Unholy Heat. A Cursed Marauder in the retro foil. Guide of Souls. Whenever the creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life and an energy. Whenever you attack, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, put 2 1/1 counters and a flying counter on target attacking creature, and it becomes an angel. And that's not till end of turn. Woo! That's pretty spicy. Planar Nexus is every non-basic land type. It adds 1 color, so pay 1, add 1 of any color. Is every non-basic land type. Woo! That's a nice looking ruby medallion. I gotta stop wooing. The artwork in this set, beautiful. They had to up the ante here. The price of these packs and booster boxes are high, but they're really raising the bar. There's a beautiful ruby medallion. Oh, we're going to lose her all. Let me just fix this for us. There we go, gang. Wow, look at that Phyrexian Tower artwork. Phyrexian Tower. Reads, add 1 colorless or sack a creature, add 2. I got a deck for that. And here's an interesting one I was hoping to see. We'll get rid of that token. Power Balance. Used to be an old a blue card called Counterbalance. It was very similar. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card of your library. If I do, I may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the 2 spells have the same mana value. So if this thing's out, it, of course left to chance, but an average CMC I think is 3. So if this is out, you stack your deck with a lot of cards at 3 value. You're dropping a lot of stuff for free, I suspect. So, huge. Power Balance. Another nice card. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you're looking for, whether at pre-release or in your packs when you open them. There's another snow-covered waste. Yeah, looking forward to pre-release. Should be a fun one. Everyone's decks are going to be pretty powerful. Jolted Awake as our retro frame. We've got a Brain Surge. Draw 4 cards, and then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. That's a strong card draw. Foil Retro. Obtrusive Appropriation, sorry. It has Devoid. It has no color. Exile target non-land permanent. You may cast that card as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend colorless mana as though it was mana of any color to cast it. Only 4. Pretty strong. Broodmate Tyrant. The commander card. When it enters the battlefield, you get a 5/5 red dragon, and he's a 5/5 himself. And you can do it again for 8. Bloodstained Mirror, one of our other dual lands. Wow! Look at this guy's art. A Volatile Stormdrake. Wow. I love that artwork. Let's enjoy that for a second. Only better in foil, but wow. He has flying, hexproof from activated and triggered abilities. When he enters the battlefield, exchange control of it and target creature an opponent controls. If I do, I get 4 energy. Then sack that creature unless you pay an amount of energy equal to its mana value. Okay. So he's not strong himself, but you're going to steal anything on the board for 2 and give someone else a 3/2. And you get to keep it as long as you pay the energy. So it looks like we want to put that in an energy deck. But the artwork on that dragon was awesome. Guide of Souls, more energy again. We saw that earlier. And there's our Eldrazi spawn. Anything special? A Spellgorger Weird on the back. Okay, guys, we got 4 packs left. Thanks for hanging in there. Yeah. Love to have you join us. Give us a sub. Give us a like. We'll open all your favorite hobby boxes and sports cards, Pokemon. Do a little bit of everything. Mostly Magic. Galvanic Discharge. Wow, they're really pushing the energy creation here. There's an Ashling, a Flame Dancer. Elemental Shaman. This is a Mythic card. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. Wow. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, discard a card, then draw. If this is the second time this ability is resolved this turn, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. If it's a third time, add 4. Well, that can get a little nutty. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, here's our first Mythic etched foil, our first Eldrazi. So he's Ulak, Fused Atrocity. So he's one of each color and or one of each colorless wastes. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi, you may pay 2 wastes. If you do, copy all spells you control, then copy all their activated and triggered abilities you control. Oh, that's crazy, man. These Eldrazi's are just going to be a terror on the board for a while. Shifting Woodland. Nice, beautiful basic art here. When it enters the battlefield, it enters tapped unless you have a forest. It taps for 1, and Delirium is pay 4. Shifting Woodland becomes a copy of target permanent card in your graveyard until end of turn. Activate only if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. That's what Delirium is. So, interesting. So this land will turn into a creature from your graveyard. There's Kozilek. Broken Reality, another Eldrazi. Wow, the retro frame on these are kind of funky. It's almost not quite gray. It is a grayish white. When you cast a spell, up to 2 target players each manifest 2 cards from their hands. For each card manifested this way, you draw a card. Wow. Other colorless creatures, you can go get +2/+2. All right, he is breaking reality. Roshin, Roaring Prophet. There's a giant shaman. Kind of fun art there. She looks a little angry. I think it's a her. It could be a guy. When it enters the battlefield, mill 6. You may put a card with X in its mana cost from among them into your hand. Reveal any number of cards with X in their mana cost in your hand, and add 2 colors for each one revealed this way. And it looks like it's continuing to say spend it only on X spells. All right, 3 more packs. 2 more after this. Let me know in the comments what you guys were hoping for. Oh, there's the cranial, kind of like cranial plating. An old card from the, I think it was Mirrodin block. But so it's a living weapon. Equipped creature gets plus X plus 1, where X is the number of artifacts you control. So an artifact deck, it just makes something huge. The old cranial plating used to work the same except for number of swamps you control, I believe. There's some cats to help your cat deck. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of 1/1s on each creature that had a 1/1 counter. Put it on this way, and you can overload it. Wasn't going as crazy as I thought it was going to go. Full art. There's Ether Spike again in retro. Munitions Expert again. This is an expensive card in the set. Dreamtide Whale. It's only 3 for a 7/5. He has Vanishing 2. When it enters the battlefield with 2 time counters on it, beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from it. When the last one's removed, sacrifice it. So you want to keep proliferating, finding ways to keep counters on it. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, proliferate. So it kind of penalizes your opponents for playing multiple spells, and that'll keep this guy out. Or if you have a way to put some more on him. Hideous Taskmaster. Looks like it's a commander card. 7/2 for 7. When you cast it, for each opponent, gain control of the one target creature that player controls to end a turn. Untap them. They gain Trample, Haste, Annihilator 1 until end of turn. Wow. And he has Trample, Haste, Annihilator 1 himself. So this is what I was saying with that card that doubles triggered abilities. Annihilator. Wow, this could be my new favorite art. Look at this giant. I liked her in the small form. Or him. Wow, that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Who's this artist? Let's give a shout out to Ivan. Yeah, he's not happy, this guy. That's an awesome looking card. Ooh, another full art. We got Flare of Denial. You may sack a non-token blue creature rather than pay. Just counter, so sack a blue card from your hand. Counter a spell. That's a retro border. We've got Krillix, Son of Yawgmoth. Lifelink. And you've got for each swamp in its cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. And when you cast a black spell, he gets 1/1 counters on him, so he could get pretty big. For each black in a cost, so all creatures basically can be able to that have black, you can play life instead. So black lifelink deck. I think Crick would like that. All right, second last pack. Here we go. Let's get you on the road, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the channel. Tireless Provisioner, Retro, Skoa the Ember Mage. So here's another interesting one to read. So a new moon, Winter Moon. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during their untap phases. Sorry. So that's strong. Siege Gang Lieutenant we saw earlier. There's this full art. He looks pretty happy with himself, flinging goblins around. Where will he go? Right there? Oh, a full art Winter Moon in the same pack. That's got to be going for a little bit. That's nice. There's Kozilek. The Broken Reality. And I can't remember what they're calling this. It's not sketch, another variant artwork. This is a big hit, ladies and gentlemen. I think could be the most expensive card we've seen yet. When you cast a spell up 2 target creatures, each manifest. So we saw him in his, I think we had him in his, oh, there he is right there, in his retro border. Other colorless creatures get +3/+2. He's going to have to take center stage there. And Flare of Cultivation, nice. In foil. Another nice big hit in this set. You may sack a non-token green creature rather than space. So every color looks like it's getting this flares. Search your library for 2 basic lands. Reveal them. Put them on the battlefield tapped. And the other into your hand. Okay. Very nice. Flare of Cultivation. And there's an Eldrazi spawn. Hey, there's an Ocelot. A foil Ocelot cat. Yeah, there's a nice new white Ocelot card for 1, and it does some crazy stuff with cats and tokens. So there's Glimpse the Impossible, Tempest Harvester. Let's get through these guys. A Vexing Bauble, Twisted Riddle Keeper. There's our full art. Null Elemental Blast. Cool looking art. Counter target multicolored spell. Destroy target multicolored permanent. So there's some hate from the Eldrazi. That just costs 1. Retro Frame. Victimize Retro Frame foil. Spy Master's Vault in foil. It says when it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a swamp. It taps for 1 swamp. You can pay 1 swamp. Target creature you control connives X, where X is the number of creature that died this turn. So draw X cards, then discard X cards. Put a 1/1 counter on that creature for each non-land card discarded this way. So work through that one. Lazotep Quarry. Must be from a commander deck, but kind of a cool looking card. I love that Quarry. With the aquamarine and the white and this card in the foreground. Really shaded nice. Sack a creature, add 1 mana of any color. Good sack outlet. Add 1 colorless. If you sack deserts, it does a lot more. So that's on screen. I'll let you read that. We're going to move on a little bit. Wow, there's Crabomination. Everyone's favorite crab. Crabomination is a 6 casting cost for a 5/5. Emerge from artifact for 7. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles top card of the library. A card at random from their graveyard and a card at random from their hand. You may cast a spell from among those cards, exile this A, without paying their mana cost. Very good. Flare of Cultivation. We saw that. Here's the retro version. And Lelia of the Blade Reforged. Haste. When she attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Whenever more cards are put into exile from your library or your graveyard, put a 1/1 on her. And we'll look at our last token. It's a Germ and a Spirit. So, yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the hits. I think this is our biggest hit on top here, but let's enjoy some of the art together before you guys go. And, yeah, join us. We're going to be opening a Play Booster, and we'll get a pre-release kit open for you guys, too, when they come in. So watch the channel for that. So let's just enjoy this. Kalia. That's a good looking Kalia. A lot of people are going to upgrade that. Genku, Obtruse, Lazotep, Siege Gang, Shifting Woodland, Guide of Souls. There's a beautiful Rude Medallion. That was going to look great in foil. Solitude. Final Act looks super strong. This frog is nuts. A Frogantula. Right, he's not a frog spider. Flare of Cultivation, full art foil. Man, good looking art in this set. There's Crick, Bloodstained Mirror, Subtlety, full art foil. Iron Eater. There's Kozilek, Broken Reality. A Phyrexian Tower is strong. Beautiful artwork. This flare looks amazing. All the flares in this set are strong. There's a dual land, fetch land for you. That's it. We only got one of the full art snow-covered wastes. There's the Crabomination. This artwork again, man. This Stormdrake art. Love to see that in foil. We've got a Planner Nexus. Subtlety. There's a Johnny. Very nice with his brother, I believe. Nadu. This dude, he's not having a good day. He's unhappy you were pruning the trees in your backyard. Ulek. Arna. Echoes of Eternity. Crazy artwork. That eyeball's freaking me out. I can't make head or tails of the artwork here. Is he this way? I don't know. Winter Moon, full art. Hideous Taskmaster. There's a Power Balance and full art foil. That card's going to be wacky in games. That'll be fun. And turn your friend's commander into a frog. And Ugin's Labyrinth. I might be wrong. This could be the most valuable card in the set. I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying the channel. Good luck at pre-release. Support your LGSs. Get out there and get to the store. You know, buy your product from LGSs. We'd love to have you join us. TabletopGiant.ca. Free shipping on cards over $10. Take care, guys. Have a great night.